What's going on, guys? Asian Guy here, bringing you a video covering all the stuff going down on GLOBEST right now, excluding the big drama that dropped yesterday. If you don't know what's happening, you've been living under a rock. But let's begin with this new sugo-fest featuring the new Legend GARP, who I will go into detail in a moment. We also have the BLITZ battle as well as Neo Sabo coming back. Definitely farm up Neo Sabo. He's a fantastic unit. If you can't do it, don't worry, he will be back in the future. If you watched my Should You Pull video covering GLOBEST before, then hopefully you did not spend your gems or go in too hard for Kainu V2 or Aokiji V2, because specifically in that video, I did say that they will have a BLITZ battle sugo-fest, and lo and behold, less than 1 week later, they have brought out the BLITZ battle, which is a little bit surprising for me. I expected it to be maybe 1 month away, but instead it's so soon and coming with a Legend GARP, which is fantastic stuff. The BLITZ battle, this is very important, so I want to leave it at the beginning of the video. If you are not interested in farming the BLITZ battle at all, just beat Aokiji once, even on the lowest difficulty. Just beat Aokiji once and you will get yourself a free Legend. And the reason I say that so confidently is because on Japan, Team Akainu won, and if you want to be Team Akainu, you have to kill Aokiji. If you want to be Team Aokiji, you have to kill Akainu. But Aokiji is way easier to kill, there's more free-to-play teams to deal with, so naturally Team Akainu won. If it came down to a popularity contest, I'm pretty confident that Aokiji would absolutely destroy Akainu in terms of popularity. But when it comes to OPTC and not One Piece lore and One Piece manga or anime, then Akainu does top Aokiji here in this case. So go Team Aokiji. Go Team Kill Aokiji, which is Team Akainu. So it's very confusing when you say it and getting your head around it. So I'm going to repeat it 3 times here. Kill Aokiji, kill Aokiji, kill Aokiji. However, do keep an eye on the leaderboards and see which team is winning. If Team Akainu is winning, just stay A-OK with that 1 kill on Aokiji and don't touch the rest of the event if you don't want to farm it. But if it does lean over to Aokiji's side, then you may want to consider killing Akainu twice. So do keep that in mind. So whichever side you have killed more of is which team you're on. But ultimately, my advice is just to kill Aokiji and be done with it. Also, shout out to my cat, who is very, very chill these days. If you guys remembered, can I show you guys, will this work? She's so freaking adorable. Shout out to Jojo the cat. So cute. Anyway, that aside, sorry, I like to fawn over my cat like that. She's absolutely beautiful. Her name is Jojo, for those of you who are new here. And yes, that is after Jojo's Bizarre Adventure. But yeah, let's get into Legend GARP. So, Legend GARP. Very, very interesting unit and polarizing unit, because his captain ability is kind of crap. It's kind of crap. Now, this is a global first. However, the unit number suggests that this is going to be the next Legend on Japan. Most likely going to be a treasure map sugo-fest Legend. A little bit disappointing. I would have liked to seen a new rare recruit Kobe, although that would be quite soon. But definitely a rare recruit Helmeppo at the least. It's very, very long overdue. But yeah, Legend GARP does seem to be likely for the new treasure map Shanks' sugo-fest, so we'll have to wait and see what's going to go down with that on Japan. He does have Japanese voice lines, so that's a pretty sure sign that he is going to come to Japan. His captain ability is a 2 times attack to the entire crew, so he's a rainbow captain, air quotes on the rainbow, and you'll see why, and boosts HP by 1.5 times, which makes him very, very tanky. He's going to have 50 to 60k HP on most teams, makes Psi and recovery orbs count as beneficial, and boosts crew's attack to 4 times after good, great, perfect tap timing, and you don't break that good, great, perfect, which is exactly like Log Luffy. It's very disappointing because no one realistically wants to ever play good, great, perfect. And on top of that, he also drastically reduces crew's attack based on how many striker, shooter, or cerebral classes are on the team, which honestly is a really big kick in the nuts because he cannot use Shirahoshi. I'm a little bit disappointed by that, especially if you're a manga reader. You'll see that they have good chemistry. It's not too big of a spoiler. It's a very, very minimal thing. But Shirahoshi, Legend, or Dex form, neither of them can go on this GARP team without destroying his attack multiplier. Very disappointing. Cerebral being like the best class still is also a big kick in the nuts. You're losing a ton of utility units from that. Losing shooters is not that big of a deal, and losing strikers is not that big of a deal because striker units are mainly just for striker teams. Not that much you're losing out on there. But Yeah, I don't like the captain ability. It's one, if I pull, I will use the unit as a sub, but I definitely will not ever use him as a captain because I hate good, great, perfect. You guys know my tap timings aren't great, so I hate that shizzle. But his special is very, very good. He has stage 1 and stage 2 specials. He will cut enemies' HP through defensive effects, so barriers and that kind of stuff, resilience, etc, etc. Cut enemy HP by 10% for stage 1 and 30% for stage 2, which is superb. Lock chain to 3 times for 1 turn, which is also superb. And reduce special silence on crew by 1 turn at stage 1 and 3 turns on stage 2, which is also fantastic. Now, the one downfall of this special is we don't know what GARP's limit break or sailor abilities are, and if GARP does he himself not have special silence reduction, or at the least special silence, I meant to say, if he does not have like permanent special silence removal as a sailor ability like the Dexter Hoshi does, or at the very least special silence reduction, then this is kind of a redundant part of the special. You know, if you can't reduce your own special silence, it's a little bit tedious to have him in a specific slot, or just, you know, it's just not as good as it can really be. So I'm hoping he cannot be special silence. I think that will fit his character very, very well. But yeah, I have to say, artwork is looking absolutely bellissimo. It's very, very nice. The 6-star artwork anyway. The 5-star, originally when I saw this version of it, let me just switch back over to the newsfeed on Global. Sorry about this unprofessionalness. But when I saw this little snippet at the top here, I thought maybe this might be a global exclusive unit, just like Dofi V2 Raid Boss. Now, a lot of people think that's still going to come to Japan. I'm of the opinion now that he is never going to come to Japan. Looking at the artwork on that Dofi V2, it is crystal clear that that is a crappy piece of artwork. Very, very like last minute or not high quality commission. So I don't think that was done by the Japan side, who have like dedicated artists for it. I feel like that Dofi was done by someone on the global team, and it's not something that was collaborated with the Japan server, unlike, for example, V2 Lucci, V2 Law, and of course this Legend GARP, which have come out much earlier than expected on the global server as compared to the Japan server. So GARP, I don't think is exclusive to global. He'll come to Japan, probably the next Legend. Dofi V2, the raid boss, I would really love him to be on Japan because he is a super, super, super good free-to-play unit. One of the best free-to-play units in the game. Seems like it's a global exclusive. Kung Fu Luffy as well, I don't think is going to come to Japan. I think if he did come to Japan, it will actually piss off quite a lot of Japanese people if he did, because literally a copy-paste of the Log Luffy redraw. Very, very low effort and low quality there. But that's pretty much all I have to say, guys. Also, thank you, a huge, huge thank you to Anton Labs as well for the rip, for the GARP, the sprite rips. Oops, that's the wrong thing. For the GARP rips. If it isn't for him, or Japan Uber Alice, as well as Worst Generation, all of those guys data mining as well. So huge shout outs to them, especially Anton, because without them, we're all kind of screwed. We don't know all these leaks, we don't know all this juicy information ahead of time. So yeah, it's very much appreciated. And for those of you who don't know, Anton is the one that has been maintaining the OPTC subreddit for all this time. He's basically the boss behind the scenes. He is the dark overlord of the OPTC community, and also was for Naruto Blazing, but unfortunately he left that community, which is good for us OPTC players. But yeah, aside from that, guys, thank you so much for the incredible support on my video yesterday, talking about the cheap gem scandal. What I do want to point out though, if you are still watching the video at this point, is a lot of people have this huge misconception that cheap gems are done purely by stolen credit cards. I have to say the stolen credit cards will probably make up less than 5% to 10% of cheap gem purchases. So please do keep that in mind. It's not as serious as you think. It's really just people abusing the refund policy on Google. That's why it specifically has to be an Android device, and you can't do cheap gems on iOS. Because Apple, they've patched it up. You used to be able to do it on Apple because you could just easily refund at no punishment whatsoever. But Apple have patched that up since. Google have not. You can still abuse their refund policy if you continue to make new accounts, new Google accounts. And now they've patched that up for Bandai anyway. Bandai is looking to close that loophole. And yeah, that's pretty much what cheap gems was. So, you know, if you're accusing people of being criminals for stealing credit cards and abusing that, it's most likely not the case. It's mainly just Google's refund policy being very, very, very poor. But nonetheless, I'm not defending the action of using cheap gems. what I'm trying to tone down is the severe hate based on misconception. So don't bring yourself down to that level of ignorance that certain other people have shown in the community when it comes to both participating and retaliating towards the hate. So both sides are kind of at fault here. Of course, cheating is never good. Cheating in any way, shape or form is never good. So just don't do cheap gems. But thank you guys so much for the ridiculous support on that video yesterday. I expected a ton of hate. And I also wanted to clear up something I said in the video. I have nothing against Spanish people. What I wanted to say, but I was rushing the video because I said it was my 5th take, is that the racism that I had been receiving, it's not necessarily from Spanish people. I think 2 or 3 of them are. There's like 4 or 5 people who come from Spanish speaking backgrounds, and the language used to racially abuse me was Spanish. And of course I have nothing against that, as IC Meat Boy has followed my stream even though I'm not streaming right now. So thank you very much, IC Meat Boy. Shout out to you in the video. But yeah, I have nothing against Spanish people. I have nothing against any races. Of course, against racists, I have something against them. Obviously, I don't like racists, but every kind of race, religion, background, wherever you come from, has some sort of idiots that make up the minority. So obviously, I understand that. Just wanted to make that clear. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Sorry about all the babbling and the waffle. My video went very, very downhill, I am aware, but I will be bringing out the reroll guide as well. Just the legend GARP bomb that was dropped on us, and also the cheap gems bomb that was dropped on us, became a high priority. So thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Love you all, and bye-bye.